To start this video, I'd like to set a scene. Let's say you're at a park, and you're on the swings with a friend of yours. Of course, you're going to be having a lot of fun. You're talking to your friend, you're swinging back and forth, and on the opposite end of the park, you can see a kid playing in a sandbox by themselves. At first sight, they seem to be minding their own business, spending time alone. But what if we took this scenario one step further? If you tried to go up to them and start a conversation, two possible things could happen. In case number one, they enthusiastically respond, and you guys engage in a conversation. Eventually, they might join you and your friend at the swings. In the second possible case, they do the exact opposite of what they did before. Instead of talking to you and engaging in a conversation, they may stutter and give you an awkward response. They may start blushing and sweating. So now, to touch back on reality, you may have seen this happen to someone before. Or maybe you've actually felt this way before. So today, what I'm going to do is try and answer the age-old question. What is the neuroscience behind shyness? Before we get into this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below about your thoughts and your suggestions for our channel. Now here's something you might not actually want to hear. The exact neuroscience behind shyness is still being discovered. Scientists across the world are still working hard in order to truly understand social anxiety and nervousness. However, we do happen to know one of the major root causes of shyness, and I'd like to share that with you today. So let's backtrack a little bit. What is shyness? Shyness itself is a temperament, but more specifically, it is a behavioral inhibition. What does this mean? Well, a behavioral inhibition is essentially a term describing individuals who undergo fear or distress in unfamiliar situations or places. One example is the one I mentioned in the beginning of this video. The child that they met in the sandbox may have been inhibited. So now let's talk science. A study was conducted by Vanderbilt University a few years ago. In the experiment, behaviorally inhibited adults and uninhibited adults, or adults who don't tend to be shy, were both shown pictures of other people that they had never seen before, and the activity in their brain was then measured. So let's first talk about the uninhibited adults. When shown these unfamiliar faces for the first time, activity in the amygdala and the hippocampus spiked. You may remember from previous videos that these two regions of the brain are responsible for emotion and memory. So then, why did the activity spike? Because they were becoming habituated. In other words, they were adjusting to the unfamiliar faces immediately. However, when they were shown the faces a second time, the activity in the brain dramatically reduced. So, this told the researchers that the adults who didn't have shy temperaments adjusted immediately to unfamiliar faces, and they did not really need any adjusting after that. On the other hand, there was quite a different scenario for the adults with shy temperaments, or the adults that were inhibited. The activity in the amygdala and hippocampus, for them, was the same each and every time they were shown a picture. Simply put, they had trouble habituating to the photos. Even after seeing a photo for the second or the third time, the activity levels in their hippocampus and their amygdala remained high, meaning that their brain was still working hard to adjust to the new faces. Take a second to process this. For the uninhibited adults, the brain had to work hard to adjust to the new face at first, but every time they were shown the face again, the brain began to relax. For the inhibited adults, their brain had trouble relaxing, no matter how many times they were shown the faces. And this goes to show how much distress they were in. They must have had difficulty logging the faces as memory. So let's analyze this in a social setting. The reason why many children and adults are shy is simply because their brain has always had trouble adjusting to unfamiliar situations. As we saw in the experiment, their brain seems to be working overtime whenever they meet new people, and even after meeting them again, they may still be very stressed. And that's why many times you'll see that shyer people tend to avoid social experiences and public interactions because it helps take off some of the pressure and the stress in their brain. Well, that's all it is. I hope you can keep the science in mind the next time you encounter a shy person or happen to feel shy yourself. But of course, it's important to keep in mind that anything and everything can be worked on. Therefore, in the next video that I will release, I will share with you a few simple and easy tips to help rewire your brain and reduce shyness and anxiety in public. You should definitely tune in. And as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts. See you in the next one.